to the Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions podcast with Brent and Jodibailey. We are growing our circles of connections and knowledge together with encouraging conversations and positive communications. Today, Brent and Jodi welcome
the founder of the upcoming social media network Find.com, Jeffrey Sisk.
And now, Brent and Jodibailey.
Hey everybody, welcome to Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions. It's Monday, March the 15th. We're just a couple of days away from St. Patrick's Day.
Woohoo!
And so everybody get your green ready. Thanks to everybody joining us on the Zoom audience, everybody that's watching online. Thank you so much for being with us today. We have a great show for you. We've got the founder of a brand new social media search engine video service that's going to take the place of YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Google, all under one platform. Jeffrey Sisk is here from Find.com. We're going to be talking to him. Let's head over to the booth right now. There's Jodi and Luke sitting over. Not Luke. That's
Luke.
Preston sitting over there. And hey guys.
Hi.
All right,
It's Monday.
It's Monday,
Yep.
and it's hard to believe that we are halfway done with March already. It's just,
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Yeah, he's over there fixing his hair. And
yeah, he's pimping it up there.
he's a handsome boy. So, do you know what today is?
I have no idea.
Okay,
Elections Day.
No. Yesterday, what was yesterday? What did we do with the time yesterday?
Oh, so yeah, it was spring forward yesterday.
Yes,
yeah.
so today is National Napping Day.
Yes.
Go to sleep. Yes, I
Yes,
love it.
that's
So,
great. That's it's a
anybody
great
has time to
excuse.
Nap, but
I don't know. I always feel a little bit behind on that day.
And
on the spring forward day, it always messes with me. But then the fall back day, I wake up feeling so refreshed.
It's like, yes, can we have
So
fall
I
back
wish
all the
you'd
time?
just pick one and stick with it.
I know. I agree.
Wish it would. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
So napping day. So if you have a chance, go ahead and take a nap and make up for what you lost
yes, let's
yesterday.
do it. Let's take one.
So maybe when we're done with the podcast, we'll pick the kids up. Everybody nap.
Yes, I agree with that. All right, what else is going on today?
It is also Kansas Day.
Oh yeah, it's
'cause
Monday, so it's a
Monday,
state
yeah.
day. That's right.
It is.
The fine folks of the Jayhawk State.
Isn't that song? The
Rock
sun
Chalk
is
Jay.
deep in the heart.
That's Texas.
Ah!
I don't know
It
that.
sounds like Kansas.
I don't know
over
that
there.
Kansas has their own song.
I don't know if they do.
They do have a band though. Kansas was a band.
Yes.
Carry
yes, they do.
on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then yes.
Lay your weary head to rest.
I'm sorry.
Don't you cry no more. All right. If you want my greatest hits album, it's right
don't
out the
quit your
door.
day
So
job, babe.
that's right. All right. So go ahead.
Yeah,
ahead.
so Kansas Day. All right, so happy
Kansas Day.
Day
Happy
to
Rock
all of
Chalk
us.
Jayhawk.
Happy Kansas Day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
happy.
today is also for our food day. It is
It's always good.
National Pears Helene Day. Did you know what that is?
No.
Okay, it is a French
sounds
dessert.
disappointing.
It is a French dessert. It's obviously you use pears. It's a
Okay.
beautiful pear, and they put sugar syrup all over it. I mean, the more the merrier. And then top it with vanilla ice cream and chocolate syrup, and then to make it pretty, they crystallize violets and put it on there.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm like, it's a flower.
So you're
going
going to eat flowers. All right. Well,
I don't know.
okay.
I'd pick the flowers off. But if you like pears and you like chocolate.
Did anybody else grow up where they would give you pears as part of your lunch?
Yes.
In the lunchroom when you were
Yes.
in middle school or grade school?
Yeah.
Here was always something weird. Did they ever put cottage cheese on your
And
pear?
pears, yes. Actually.
I understand that
yeah.
as an adult.
Yeah.
At third grade, that was disgusting.
No.
Nobody ate that. And yet it happened for years. We
Yeah.
got pears and cottage cheese.
Yep, all the time. I feel like my mom used to do that for us, but we were always
What about
on a diet.
what
as
about
kids, so-
yeah, I know that feeling. And then And it took forever before we ever got chocolate milk. It was milk every day.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not opposed to people drinking
Yeah.
milk. In fact, Preston, did you not just have a nice lumpy glass of milk? He went to go get it out.
wasn't
Our
spoiled.
refrigerator, it wasn't spoiled. Our refrigerator is kind of and it froze
It
the milk.
freezes everything.
So he poured it out and it was like, because he does, he'll drink gallons
drink,
of it.
yes.
Like he just drinks
Yeah.
big jugs and big
I was
glasses
like,
of it.
Why
so.
is it clumpy?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He was a little bit scared. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
not expired. Doesn't expire for like another week, so you're good. It's just frozen. It's iced milk.
All right, yeah. So yeah.
don't know
Anyway,
how we got
I was talking about the lunchroom.
Yeah.
And it's like I was in 6th grade before I was ever we ever had chocolate milk as an option. Maybe even 8th grade. I don't remember having it till later, and
Yeah.
and I would bring bags of Quick to dump in and make my own.
Oh my gosh, that was the
So-
best.
I don't know.
You're talking about that.
Pears
the
and
chocolate
and cottage cheese. Go ahead. Yeah.
The Yoo-hoo, I think it's called.
No, it's
not
called
Yoo-hoo.
Quick.
No,
Nestle's
Yoo-hoo's
Quick.
not chocolate milk.
Yeah.
No, it's
All right,
chocolate
what else
water.
is going on?
Anyway,
Anything going on
yes,
today?
It is also everything you think is wrong day. Now,
Well,
that
I
sounds
just
funny.
vented like 7 things right there.
You really did. Okay, but
So
what the advice is, do not make a decision today. Decision making should be avoided at all costs.
wow.
Because
What a novel approach to life.
I know, exactly. I mean, it's just one day, just take a
You
break.
decide
So,
it's wrong, and what? You're just supposed to pause and just.
I guess, your thoughts, it's basically your thoughts, they're going to be deemed wrong today.
We should probably petition for it to be renamed to Take a Breath.
Take a breath.
Take
and
a breath
take a nap. Take a nap.
Take a
and
nap
take
day,
breath.
exactly.
I love it. So, yeah.
Yeah, all right. What else? What else is
then
happening?
The last one we have on here is very important. It's called Shoe the World Day. And so.
Does that mean? Get away from me.
No.
You bother me.
It's literally
Get out
it's
my
shoes. So.
Buy shoes for people that need it.
There are so many people that don't have shoes.
That's great.
It's amazing to think that. So whatever it is that you can do, donate shoes.
Okay.
Start your own shoe drive.
I'm all about that.
Volunteer at a shoe drive. Yeah, just give away
That's awesome.
shoes. I just
know,
gave a bunch of stuff away, and I think I had a couple pairs of.
Well,
your shoes.
there are some folks some celebrities that have really gotten into this.
Yeah.
I know Shaq caused all kinds of waves because he had, for years he was with Reebok, and then he kind of formed his own little company, and now what he has done, instead of being signed as a big shoe deal, like he could have been the next Michael Jordan
Right.
as far as shoes were
Yeah.
concerned, but he made his affordable for everybody,
He did, yeah.
especially for inner city kids that can't afford it. So thank you for those who are doing that.
Yes.
And if you're able to do it, take some shoes down to the
Yeah,
Salvation
nice,
Army
good
or
shoes,
those
yeah.
kind of places, not worn out ones, and bless some people, because today's the day to do it.
Yes.
All right. Here's something I found interesting. I was looking up some things to talk about today, and I know that a lot of states are starting to open up now and starting to really get back into. I just saw L.A. County and Orange County in California is opening back up. That's huge because just in December, that was the epicenter in those areas. And so, but there's a lot of folks that have been not gone to a restaurant for years, or the last year. And the thing that is noticing is that in some of the places where they started to allow outdoor dining, they're getting met with more resistance, not from COVID or city officials, but people are stealing the outdoor heaters to take home with them. Now, those are the nicest. I mean, those are great. You sit out underneath one of those, and it could be pretty cold outside, and you feel the warmth from those. They are the nicest
Yeah.
heaters ever. But now there is a big trend is stopping some of the restaurants from starting their outdoor dining because they set up the outside with these heaters and they're being stolen. So.
Yeah.
So, stop stealing the heaters. These people need to go to restaurants and eat.
Yes, they do.
Can I say
Yes.
something real quick?
Yes, say it. Hurry.
I would like Peyton he's right here.
Oh, Peyton's in here?
I
Yep.
think he wants to be recognized.
Okay, say hi.
Well, hello,
Hi,
Peyton,
everybody.
and welcome to the
Monday,
show.
Tuesday.
Hey, have you been
All
stealing?
right.
Oh, there he is, right
There
there.
he is. All right.
Been
All
stealing
right.
heaters?
All right, that's going to wrap it up for this portion of the show. I've got a great guest for you today, so let's jump in it and expand your search. My guest today is Jeffrey Sisk. He is the founder of Find.com, a new search and social media platform that has all the features of Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter under one app and platform, and that's getting ready to launch this summer. He is also the CEO of a new worldwide telecommunications system called SwanSat. That stands for Super Wide Area Network, and that's going to be launching over the next 5 years. I can't wait to hear all about it, so please welcome to the program today, Jeffrey Sisk. Hi, Jeffrey. How are you? Great to have you. Great to meet you. Thanks so much for being here today.
Listen, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here and excited to talk about Find.
It just sounds almost too good to be true to hear something that does everything underneath of it. So let's get right to it. What is Find.com?
Well, I think the first important thing for the public to know and the people listening today, this has been about a 10-year journey for me. Prior to Find, I started a multi-million-dollar internet company. So I did all the programming and marketing and all that stuff. And so I got interested in search. The Ed Snowden revelations that the government was spying on us frustrated me. And that's led me through 10 years to end up where I am right now, where we're building Find.com. And what this is exactly what you said. It's one platform. It's going to be one app. And in that app, you're going to have 4 areas that will be, competing head to head with Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And it will be very solid and supporting our U.S. Bill of Rights. I think it's important as an American company that we support those American values. So for things like freedom of speech, freedom of the press, protection of your privacy, these are fundamental things. And I think as an American company, we should be shining that light out into the world and leading by example and teaching them that, this is the right way, that everybody has something to say. We can learn from each other around the world when we're speaking to one another. So that's what Find is. That's what we're doing. We're excited about it. And, we're bringing true innovative technologies to the market. This isn't just somebody standing up and saying, hey, we're a free speech platform. We've actually got things the public is going to love. They're going to revolutionize search. They're going to revolutionize the way we do video channels, for creators. And we can get into some of that, but it'll be a very innovative product, and we're excited about it.
It sounds incredible. Now, what was your motivation behind creating something like that? I know that's not something that you just, hey, I think I'll start a multi-platform company. What was the motivation behind it?
Well, it's real interesting. In 2011, that multi-million-dollar internet company I'm telling you about, I sold it in a merger deal, and it ended up in the company that owned the Find.com domain name. And, there just was a long journey. And I'll be honest with you, that name has been sitting there tied up with all sorts of different things. It was waiting for us to come along and make it the thing that we're making it now. But the motivations are that I love my country. And I don't like the division that I'm seeing. And I want people to have a place they can go that brings people together, helps them build great businesses, gives them a voice. If you're doing lawful activity, we're not going to censor you or throw you off. We're going to remove the obvious things, pornography, graphic violence, all the bad things. But for anybody that's doing constitutionally protected free speech or legal things, man, Find is the place for you to be. It's going to be where you'll find your voice. And that's my motivations. I want there to be a platform that is giving the public those tools, because the internet was an amazing place when that was what was true, 10, 15, 20 years ago. We need that back. We need that open internet, that organic internet where the good rises to the top,
Yeah. Now, I know that we mentioned what those are, what this is going to do and how it's going to be different, but what can we really say about those technologies that are going to make it different than it seems like ever since the election and all the controversy that went on, there's been a lot of things popping up here. What's going to make this different?
Yeah, and it's funny. I joked with somebody very prominent. I won't say who it is. I made up a word the other day that it's, the Clout Hub Insta Parlogram. It's I've got friends on all these platforms, and they keep showing up everywhere. I think I have 9 of them running on this computer behind me. And it's because there's no one central place where all those people are now. They've been scattered to the 4 winds. And but my concern about these platforms that are out there now, nobody, people are saying, we're going to make a Twitter replacement or we're going to make a this replacement. No, you need to, if you really want to bring something to the table, you've got to truly innovate. You've got to do things the public is going to love that is better than what's happening in Silicon Valley. So let me give you just a quick example. For our internet search, about 4 years ago, I dreamed this technology. I woke up and I programmed like a mad person for like 3 weeks and built a prototype. And it's an astonishing prototype. But here's what it'll do. It's an explosion of information, and the public will understand that when they see it. But here's what makes Find Search special, the multi-search that I dreamed. You can make what's called a find engine. And let's say you like photography. You can make a results box and put in there just your 7, 8, 9 results, the sites that you want to get results from. And then when you pull up and search that find engine, you're only getting results from the 6, 7, 8, 9 sites that you want. Now, here's what makes it very unique. You can take that find engine, and it could be one results box or several. You could have one site in each box, but you can now share that on social media with others. You can text it to somebody. They can share your find engine. So now we've made search social, something Google's never accomplished, right?
Wow, yeah.
Okay. So think about a history teacher that she wants her students to go to certain history sites. So she makes a find engine that has those sites in it and sends it out to all the students. They go home when they're researching homework and putting in their keywords. They're only getting stuff from what the teacher wanted. So you start thinking about companies around their products or somebody famous about where they like to shop, or you get it now, right? This will be so innovative. You'll never be happy again with 10 curated search results from somebody like Google or Bing. So that's what I'm talking about. When you bring innovation, you need to bring something great to the table that the public's going to say, wow, I want to use this because it's great, not because it's a free speech platform.
Yeah. Now, just listening to you talk about that is there, obviously, I would think the answer is yes, that there are going to be some safe things there that they wouldn't start just controlling the search aspect, the search engine that you build. Could that fall into bad hands where somebody else could control it from the outside, or? No,
and we'll be bringing back what's called organic search. Like right now, everything you see above the fold, and what that means is just a fancy word, everything that's on your screen before you scroll down. When you go to a site like Google and you search, everything above the fold now is an ad. Some of it might look like search results, but it's not. So we're going to bring back organic search results. It's what the internet was, 15 years ago, when you might have 1 or 2 sponsored results at the top. So our search engine will have organic again. And it's not just, out of those 4 areas, let me give you another example. Just for our video site, which will be like YouTube, you can stream, you can post videos. I've been doing roundtables for 5 years with creators to find out what they want, because if you give them what they need to build a great business, they're going to move to find videos, and they're going to leave YouTube. So we're going to give them iOS and Android apps that they can sell in the App Store. That's just their channel. We're not going to make any money. We're just going to give them the apps, and we're going to give them an online store where they can sell whatever products they want. We're going to give them web pages where they can post content and pictures and documents and normal things that you might put on a website. We'll partner with them on that online store and do product on demand for like T-shirts or hats, stuff like that. And, we'll give them a Patreon model in that where they can be supported by people monthly, or we'll put that thing they have now with the chat stream on YouTube where people can just make one-time donations. But now you have a platform that you're going to help them build great businesses, right? And they have the promise from us that we're not going to censor them. We're not going to throw them off over something stupid like exercising their free speech. So now they know they can safely build a business here. And guess what? We've given them better tools than anybody else in the business, including YouTube, Vimeo, and all these other sites.
Wow, I love that. I love what I'm hearing, especially the next step of being able to get support from a Patreon type account or do promotional products. I think that's genius. That's absolutely genius. Yeah. Okay, so when is your target launch date? I know we said summer, but do we have a more specific?
We're going to know more as we go through the next couple of weeks, and we'll be able to nail it down to a specific launch date. So I want to carefully, I don't want the public to, I don't want to say things and then we don't meet that.
Sure.
But I think it'll be midsummer. I think some parts of the platform, like Find Echo, which will be like Twitter for us, will probably be up in more of like a 60-day time frame, 60 to 90 days. Could be a little sooner. So Echo will probably come up first because it's a lot easier on the programming side. And believe it or not, our Facebook type of site, Find Social, that sort of programming is not all that difficult. Multi-search may take us longer because that's very innovative. And obviously the video site, we're adding a lot of things you don't find on anybody else's platforms today. So, it might take us a little longer, but certainly by the we get into summer here, we're going to have the entire thing up and running.
That's amazing. So how can the public get involved? What can we do?
All right. The first thing is tell everybody you know about Find, have them go to find.com, find.com. All the information is there. We're in a crowdfunding phase right now. And we know once the entire country finds out about Find, we're going to break records. So, the best way you can help us right now is let everybody in America know about our site. Go there, sponsor us, donate, help us out, tell your family and friends, put it all over social media. And we're going to we're going to build and give you the best platform that you can possibly imagine.
This almost sounds like it's almost like a dream come true for so many folks out there that have either were on a social media platform and got off of it and things like that. It really sounds like it's something special. Let's talk just a little bit about you. How did you get started in this field?
There's some funny stories here, so I'll recount some of them. Back in the 80s, for no reason whatsoever, other than I just had this insanely curious mind, I took a course and learned 4 programming languages. I think it was Basic, Pascal, C, and COBOL. So when the internet came along in the 90s, I thought, wow, this thing's great. So I sucked all that knowledge up, started learning what those technologies were. And through the 90s, at some point, I was a physician recruiter. I was recruiting doctors for like temporary assignments, 6 months, a year, that sort of thing. So I decided to start a physician job site. And I didn't quite have the knowledge I needed at the time. So I went to Barnes and Nobles, which for the young people out there that don't know, we used to actually have bookstores, right? That you had to go to get a book. And I bought books on advanced programming. I came home, I studied them for about 3 months. I built PhysicianWork, and I turned it on for subscriptions 9 months later, and it started making millions of dollars. And it led the market as the #1 brand in that niche for 11 years. And just did great and operated at a 68% profit margin.
Wow.
So that's kind of how I got there. Now, before that, I was a recording engineer, and I was doing major things. I was a stage manager for the Atlanta Rhythm section in the 80s, if you remember that rock band.
Sure.
They're still friends today. The core of that band is the Candymen that backed out Roy Orbison in the 60s. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow, no, I didn't.
So, on our website on Find, you'll see Find Artists. There's a famous engineer named Rodney Mills that masters about a third of the albums you hear. He's teamed up with me, and we're going to launch something shortly after the platform this year called Find Artists, and we're going to fix the music business. Sites like Spotify and iTunes, they're compressing the audio. It takes all the high and low end off. So our minimum streaming quality is going to be CD quality, which is 44.1 kilohertz, 16-bit audio. But the other thing we're going to do is give artists back control of what they charge the public for their art. They're going to be able to do it per song, per album, charge a monthly amount for the whole catalog. But we're basically bringing the record store and radio station model back, but in an internet platform. And our commitment is that our streaming will be high fidelity audio, a minimum of CD quality, and go up from there. Wow. And Rodney tells me he's getting ready to bring big artists to the table. They're going to be telling America, go to find.com and support them because they're going to fix the music business. And so that music background that I have prior, to getting into the internet stuff, we're now going to launch a platform that's going to be amazing for music, right?
Amazing. Oh. I can't wait for this to really get off the ground. And once you get going, I can't wait for us to move the show over to there and have it streaming on all those platforms as well.
Absolutely.
Man, I just could not thank you enough for your time today, Jeff. Before we leave, I want to throw some information up on the screen. If you'd like to get some information about find.com, here comes the information right there. Find.com. It's that simple. You can also follow him on Facebook at Find Platform, Sisk Jeffrey on Twitter, and Jeffrey Sisk on LinkedIn. Folks, this is the future of it all right here, and there it is. One world, one platform for all. Jeff, thanks so much for coming and being with us today. We wish you nothing but the best of luck and can't wait to see it all unroll.
Thank you. And I'm as big a fan of what we're doing as you are. I can't wait to launch this platform for the public.
Awesome. Have a great rest of your day. God bless. And now let's stop for directions. I'm so excited to be able to help get the word out about Find.com. In a world that doesn't appear like it has room for another social media site, God goes and raises up somebody from his kingdom who has something unique in what he has to offer people. You know, that's something that holds true for you in your life. You may not be creating a multi-million-dollar company that can affect everybody on the planet, but the uniqueness that God has placed in you is something that'll set you apart to accomplish everything that God is calling you to do. Don't limit yourself to what your weaknesses are. Focus instead on what God has placed inside of you that makes you different. Moses was like this. He spent lots of time arguing with God about his shortcomings, and he ignored all of his own unique qualities. He told God that he had this stuttering problem, and God assured him that that was not going to be an issue. Moses tried to tell him, he said, look, I have never, in Exodus chapter 4, he said, I have never been eloquent to speak. I'm actually slow to speech. I have a slow tongue. And God says to him, that doesn't matter. Who gave human beings their mouths? Now go and I will speak to you and teach you what to say. The reasons that Moses gave to God paled in comparison to the unique gifts and callings that God had given him. What were some of those? He was placed inside the palace and raised and taught by the same people that trained and taught Pharaoh. Not to mention he had God on his side, but Moses had his own unique qualities that God had placed in him in order to accomplish that super duper call God had on his life. You have a unique gift. God has placed something on the inside of you so that you can do amazing things. Stop focusing on the shortcomings and focus on what you have. That's going to get you to the place that God has called you to do, and you'll be able to be what he's called you to be. That's going to wrap it up for the show today. I'm so grateful to Jeffrey Sisk for his time today. We're so excited for the launch of Find.com that is coming this summer. Thanks again to Jody and Preston for a great job over at the tech booth. Join us next time as Jody is going to welcome Aaron Cody Hankins to the show. Until then, I hope you found what you were looking for as you took the time today to expand your search and stop for directions. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. Connect with us on @expandingyoursearch on Facebook and Instagram and @expandingsearch on Twitter. Relive any of our episodes on YouTube. We're available wherever podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also download the Direction Ministries app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take some time today to expand your search and stop for directions.